There are many little bits when it comes to different character designs, but for now, I'm going to go straight into the short and sweet version of some simple tips that can level up your character designs. Here you see the various original designs of my characters from sketch to color, and we're going to go straight into that. And of course, going over the basics. So welcome to costume character designs for your comic characters or regular illustrations. And just wanted to say that I wanted to go into giving what used to be an original skillshare class and shortening it down for you guys. So if you have any questions where I need to expand on something, let me know and I will create a video on that. But quickly, we're just going to go through something. So let's say you have an original character, and as you can see right here, I am filling out a number of information, just words that describe my characters. And here is a list of questions that you should ask about your characters, such as who is your character, what is their personality, what kind of hobbies and habits they live, their personal style, like things that they can control. And of course, it's easy to just list it down, such as the character example I have here. It's a young girl, 15 years old, not too tall for her age, lots of friends, so she's very sociable, likes video games, and all that jazz. So the thing about having that kind of like character list, it gives you a general understanding of where you want to go. And from there, you want to go ahead and do either a Google search, you can look through magazines or whatnot, of different styles of clothing that matches to your character. Such as in this case, my character is very outgoing, she's very gamer, but she's also kind of physically active because that part of the world building is it requires you to actually physically interact with it, basically a full dive type of VR game. So of course I'm looking at activewear, because very much recently actually activewear has been pretty like futuristic looking. And then you want to go ahead and look at different kinds of resources besides just clothes, maybe something that is trending with architecture, interior design, fashion, accessories, tools, and things like that. But in the meantime, don't spend too much time doing the web search. Just get a general idea and then enjoy your time sketching and coming up with different ideas where you could mix and match maybe technology of, let's say, the type of buttons or zippers or the prints and the patterns, the colors, things that your character can control, things that are available in terms of technology of how the clothes is created, and of course what's the world that she lives in society wise, what's considered appropriate, and if she is wearing something that may be considered controversial, that might be part of her personality. She's deciding to be more controversial. So I wanted to give out this video to really expand upon when characters are designed, because sometimes I get commissions and it's pretty basic. They're wearing a t-shirt and jeans if they are on a modern world, but think of yourself and then think about your different family members. You may be related and you may even like similar things even among your friends, but there's still points of difference. What is she comfortable in wearing? He or she is comfortable in wearing what they have to wear. Maybe they're busy, they're working a lot, or they're not working and they're lounging. All of these things, what kind of climate they live in. Right now I'm living in Florida, so obviously I'm not going to be wearing a lot of layers unless I'm perhaps anemic or whatnot. And then from there, once you've kind of designed or collected your inspirations and your items, you have what your character is about as a person, what is her daily life, the things that she got to do, the things that she has to live in these clothes, what does she has to take, what kind of business she got to take care of, what kind of activity that she's into, what is her personal preferences in clothes versus what society is saying that's either fashionable or appropriate or inappropriate. And clothes is also a protection, so maybe protecting it against the sun in my case, or protection against the cold and all that stuff, and how that relates to the world. Again, the current character that I'm sketching is living in a very artificial and highly climate controlled world. with very high technology with fabrication and stuff like that. So you don't have to worry too much about what it is, and it's more so towards what she would like as a character. After that, once you've gotten, a couple of sketches here, and I just do a very simple like body shape of the character, probably going to copy her and paste her and just kind of like draw over and add in a general size of silhouette and some accessories. Perhaps having a pose that capture her as a personality will help me out, whether she have pockets or no pockets, because again, this is very much her desire, but she's a little bit eccentric. She has lots of friends, and she does full VR, very active VR type games. Actually, in the first chapter of the story, you don't need to know the story per se, but it's more of that battles royale style game. So she's a pretty active and competitive person. Once you got the general drawing of your characters, you're duplicating them, and you're going to go ahead and, as you can see, I am just keeping it to a sketch and then just keeping it to basic shading. The shading here is not shading because of light, but shading to see contrast. I used to work a lot in black and white manga style, so you need to have your shapes really speak out to your character so people can easily read the shape of the character. But what can help you when you're doing your colors per se, once you have that, you know what's going to be a dark color or super saturated color. And after that, you can decide, what would be light or what would be deep. All of these things help. That it's best to do at the sketch session, because then now you don't have to worry too much about color in terms of them balancing or whatnot, so long as you keep it to that strong contrast. And then the last little titty bit right here where I say the same thing is you want certain shapes or motifs to be repeating. So in the case of her, I gave her a lot of triangles because I really wanted to give an energy to her. So I have a lot of sharp edges and triangles on the character and rectangles on other characters that are more soft. She does have a friend. Other characters that are more soft, I may go with more circular shapes. I may go with more squiggly shapes. I could go more abstract, or I can go more geometric or more in patterns. But again, here you can see how using the contrast can easily make it easy for you to quickly get a general idea of the character. So even though the clothes may be, a similar base as I just copied for right here, but giving that extra color contrast helps with determining how the overall character could look. And then at the very end, you can go ahead and add details and not breaking too far from the general silhouette that you decided to create. And from there, that's where the details come. Sometimes I get the question of how exactly do you keep yourself from overdoing it? And it's really going from larger shapes and larger, shading colors and contrast to getting into smaller things. So hopefully this quick little summarization of tips for creating your characters was helpful. And if you guys have any specific question on any section, feel free to leave it in the comments below. Ask me and I will try to get a video about that topic sooner or later. All the best, and please do support my work either through comments, through likes, or perhaps check out my shop's links down below. All the best to you guys, and see you in the next video.